So the day I was going to pour this, I used the last soap for the fruit line for the summer soaps, right? And I originally intended on doing a mango because we don't have one of those things yet. And then I received word through the social medias or whatever that Russell Wilson is now going to Denver. Russell Wilson will be playing for Denver, for the Broncos. And so I completely switched gears for this one to represent all things Seattle and Denver and all the things. But it's still a fruit scent, so it totally works. And I will tell you more about the weirdness that's happened on the fly with this soap in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you were here for day 273 of 365 days of soap. And today, as I said, we're doing the last of the fruit line for the summer soaps. And we're doing Orange Crush. And there's going to be drop swirls, because yesterday's drop swirls were so much fun. And those drop swirls are going to be blue and green and white, because the Seahawks are green and blue. The Broncos are orange and blue. Both have white. Yes, this was my thinking. So let's go to the video. We will talk more about, the actual process and all the things, and probably not a lot of football, if I'm being honest, because I haven't watched sport ball in a really long time, but, I still have to represent my town, and that town is still Denver. But also, hi, Seahawk, welcome. Okay, let's go. Okay, so today ended up being an orange crush day, really in honor of Russell Wilson going to the Broncos, as I said. And as I also said, we're not going to talk about sports ball a whole bunch, because it's been a while since I've actually watched football, except for, the aforementioned Super Bowl. And I don't even remember who was playing in that guy. I watched it because there was a concert. But anyway, got news that Russell Wilson, who was a Seahawk, is going to Denver, where I'm from, Colorado. The Broncos are my home team, on the same day that I was prepped to pour this soap. And it was already going to be orange, but in color, but I changed the scent from a mango to an orange when I heard that, and decided to go with some more drop swirls, because yesterday's drop swirls were so fun and so beautiful and so awesome. And the colors of the drop swirls will be blue and green and white, because, Broncos and Seahawks and all meeting together. So there's that. Now that is the kaolin clay, about 4 tablespoons in this guy, dispersed in water. The water content for this is 38%, which is pretty stock standard for me and all of my soap pours, because of the added clay into all of my batches. Now, there is a difference between making, clay soaps and using clay as an additive, as an extra ingredient. And the difference really is the amounts of clay that you use. But when working with clay, and I've done a couple whole ass videos on that, so if you need any more information, just search that up. But the reason that I always have a higher water percentage is because of the copious amounts of clay, and clay likes to bind to the waters. So I make sure that there is plenty of it So, all of the rest of the soap process can do its thing without getting super weird or dry or crumbly or, whatever. All the colors that I am using, that is Tangerine Dream, actually, from Mad Micas. And the dark blue is, I believe, Twilight from Mad Micas. Yes, that is accurate. And the green is Astro Green, I think. Where is it? No, it's Envy. Excuse me. The green is Envy, also from Mad Micas. The whites will not be colored because the soap batter is already white. The soap oils that I have used in all of this is... Oh, what did I do for this one? Hold, please. Sorry. Had alarms going off as well as trying to look at my notes and seeing what my oil blend was. So it's my Big Bubble blend. So we've got 33% coconut oil, 33% palm oil, and 25% olive oil. And then the rest is going to be castor because that's my new lots of lather Big Bubble blend. We will be talking about, since I said palm, we will be talking about that in, I think, tomorrow. I'm going to do a live tomorrow talking about the apparent palm oil shortage and what that means. Just as a spoiler, or for the TLDR, if you don't want to come watch the live, I would not start being some sort of super prepper and snagging up copious amounts of palm oil, because I have talked to a number of suppliers and none of them have said that there's any real problem, but we will definitely go into further detail with that tomorrow for the live. But for today, if you use palm, it's probably safe to continue doing so without having to worry about reformulating your recipes. Now let's go pour this orange crush. Okay, now on to the pour of this, and just like within yesterday, the bulk of the soap batter of the main color is going to go into the mold. So, well, I guess that's not true. It's about a third of the soap batter. And then I'm going to, kind of at a medium height, layer the actual colored portion, so my swirls, in 2 swipes, one over top of each other. And then I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to put more orange in. And then we're just going to, keep rolling with it until the mold is full. Also with this, it will be topped with the little gummy bears because the Soap and Clay Kidlets wanted to do that. And what the Soap and Clay Kidlets want, the Soap and Clay Kidlets get, within reason. Obviously, I'm not like a pushover parent or something. But I did reserve about 4 ounces of each color within all of this. So kind of 12 ounces in total of the swirled part. And this is a 3-pound batch. It's just over 3 pounds. So I don't know, about close to a third of the soap batter in the whole thing is colored. And so the majority of it is going to be the orange portion, but it's always a fun thing trying to figure out exactly how much soap batter you want for your swirls and whatnot. And it really does come down to personal preference. If you would like the swirls to be very light and fleeting and not be the focus of the bar, then obviously use less. If you want it to be, obviously more pronounced, then use more. If you end up sort of splitting the batch, half of your base color and then the other half being like your 3 auxiliary colors together, you are taking away from the design of the drop swirl because there's really not enough base color to really make the swirl stand out, if that makes sense. And it ends up looking a whole lot like an in the pot swirl or something instead of a drop swirl. So, just keep that in mind. But really at the end of the day, when you're trying to figure this stuff out, it really is just user preference, whatever you would like to do with your soap. And that's kind of the beauty of all things soap, really. It's all usable art, and your approach on this medium is your approach, and it's all different. And you're never going to have a bar of soap that looks exactly like somebody else's bar of soap. Also, the cool thing about doing drop swirls or swirls in general is you're never going to have a bar of your soap look the exact same as another bar of your soap within this existing batch itself or from batch to batch. Very cool. But as I've said multiple times, if you just make sure that your colors are the same and the scent is the same, and the process, the design that you did is basically the same execution, the mind fills in the blank. The end user's mind fills in the blank. Now, for these little gummy bear guys, I just put whatever else I had left after making some gummy bears with the soap and clay kidlets. Now, these are not literal gummy bears. We talked about this yesterday. They are made with soap, so I'm not putting sugary candy on top of the soap. But also, even if, I don't know why you would do that, but you do see a lot of those questions on the soap forums about putting sugar and stuff for toppers and, oh, it's going to mold or the ants are going to get to them. The mold is not a thing. As far as ants getting to them, I don't know. I've never experienced that, but also I've never had problems with ants just in general in life. So maybe, I suppose. I still wonder though, if most things just stay away from soap, why wouldn't also ants? But to that, I can't actually speak from direct knowledge. I have never experienced it. So anyway, this will not be C-popped or gelled. Let's go cut it. Okay, and on to the cut. And the reason why it did not get C-popped or gelled is because I didn't put it in the oven. Just because. So that was the only reason with all of that. I wasn't concerned about these things actually melting in this particular instance. But oh, doesn't that look funky? That's very interesting. So you can see how on one side of the mold, I had done the multi-layers of the drop swirls. So I think I did 6 passes in total on one side of the mold with the colors. So 2 of each color, 2 passes with each color. And then on the other side of the mold, I just did 1 pass of each color, and leads to very interesting and different designs for sure. And I really love this. The blood orange scent that I used, it's actually from Nature's Garden for this one. And it's never done me wrong. I love it. It's a nice, strong, true orange scent. It's very delightful. I use it to blend with almost anything and everything that you could ever think about. Really, there's a lot of cool options that you can use this with. You can use it with florals, you can use it with other sweets, you can use it with other fruits, you can use it with nice earthy tones. Blood orange and a patchouli, so good. So freaking good. Delightful scent blend. So, definitely always play with that. The soaps themselves, they look great. There's nothing wrong with those. They're absolutely beautiful. Scent retains really well throughout cure, which I have noticed to be the case with this blood orange blend from Nature's Garden. And yeah, it's all beautiful and awesome and really, really very pretty. So there you go. The Orange Crush. It's like, again, Russell Wilson, Denver Broncos, all the things. So there's that. I'm going to go back to listening to the last few minutes of the Amber Heard testimony today, because that's been where I've been all week, well, for the last 4 weeks, listening to that trial, and I want to see the end of today's thing, so I'm going to do that now that I've laid down this audio, and I'll get this up for you guys this afternoon. But yeah, that's day 273, the Orange Crush, and the final of the fruit scents for the summer line, and my alarm's going off again. And there they are, the Orange Crush soaps for the summer line. And again, I don't know anything about football anymore. Like, I stopped watching when we stopped getting cable, which was like 6 years ago. We finally went, we never watch any of this, so let's just not. And I haven't really watched football since. So, although I did watch Super Bowl, that was a fun time. There was a concert there, and they decided to have a Super Bowl around it, is what I remember of the last Super Bowl. Pretty sure that's accurate. But yeah, those soaps were cool. Anyway, and they were weirdly inspired by Russell Wilson going to Denver. So, welcome to Colorado is what they would say in Colorado. I still live in the Pacific Northwest. You get it. But yeah, those will actually be available on the website when the website relaunches, which is very, very soon. So check your emails, check your text messages, check whatever you use to notify us that you wanted to be notified when soapandclay.com goes live, and then you'll know, and you can find them there. And they're awesome, for sure. For my sudsers, hey, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Like, just all the time. I don't ever have enough words. Gratitude is not the word. You guys, thank you for being you, for being here, for being with me. I appreciate it so much. I'm out of here for today, but I will see all of you guys again tomorrow for another round of Soapy Fun. Bye.